Yo, what's going on, man? This is your boy, Super Mario. You're in the yo with your boy, man. Today, we're going to be checking out my favorite multi-effect plugins. We're going to be checking out Kilohearts Snapheap. Now, Snapheap is this unique plugin that uses a lot of the Kilohearts plugins into one tool. And you can get some very, very powerful results by combining different Kilohearts plugins and running them in series or parallel and getting this unique but yet effective sound from your productions and whatnot. So we're going to be checking out Snapheap and how we can, maximize this particular tool in Ableton Live with our music production, man. So without further ado, man, we're going to go ahead and slide over to Ableton Live and check out Kilohearts Snapheap. All right, now we're here in Ableton Live. We're going to check out Snapheap and see what it do. All right, so we have two loops just for demonstration purposes to show what Snapheap can do for your sound. All right, so let's talk about Snapheap, starting from the top. Of course, you have your preset section. You can browse different presets here, and the factory presets are broken down into categories for as the type of sound that you're trying to achieve. You can also favorite your favorite preset. So let's say, for instance, you go into ambience, and let's say you like kids choir verb. You can go ahead and hit the heart, and that will be your favorite in the favorite section. And you can also create your own presets and save it underneath the user section or whatnot. But in this case, we'll go ahead and stick with the initial patch here and everything like that. Now let's talk about this section right here. And you see these tabs. It says macro, LFO, envelope, pitch, and MIDI. Now this particular section is where you can do assignable parameter. You can take the different plugins that you basically initiate in Snapheap, and you can assign it to macros, you can assign it to LFO modulation, and you have two sections that you can do that, so it can get real customizable as far as your sound design is concerned. You can also make assignments to the ADSR envelope sections, and you got two of those. You can also do pitch assignments far as the effects is concerned, and also you can assign different parameters on the plugins to your pitch wheel, modulation wheel, velocity, notes, and also pressure, note velocity pressure from your keyboard or whatnot. So this thing is really, really customizable, and you can get really to the nitty gritty with this. And now we're gonna go through a couple of presets so you can see what we're talking about with Snapheap or whatnot. But just to get you started and stuff like that, let's say, for instance, we got this loop playing, right? All right, now that's the drum loop that we have this particular plugin on, okay? You can see we're getting signal right here on the serial bus. Now the signal chain kind of comes into this particular plugin. It goes through serial bus, and it kind of snakes right here. Let me give you a drawing. So you got your signal coming from right here on the drum loop. It kind of snakes in right here, goes through serial bus 1. Then it comes through serial bus number 2, serial bus number 3, serial bus number 4, and it goes out right here, okay? That's basically how the signal flow is for this particular plugin, okay? So we're going to start on serial bus 1, okay? So let's say, for instance, you want to, put an EQ on this particular drum loop, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit play. Going to boost up the mid and the highs right there. All right, cool. So we boosted up the mid and the highs. Now you want to follow that up with a compressor, okay? And I'm not going to go through the compressor settings. We're just going to go ahead and choose a preset by hitting that little down arrow. And we're just going to do drum punch there. We're going to go ahead and double click on that. And now you will see compression. So you can hear the compression. Now, the cool part about it is you can control the gain, the pan, and also a dry wet mix knob on here. So if you don't need the effect to its full entirety, you can adjust the dry wet mix knob right here. But let's say, for instance, you want to turn that down just a little bit. We can just make adjustments to the gain. So we turn that down about -5 dB. Now it gets interesting. So now you can go ahead and engage serial bus number 2. So let's say, for instance, now you want to go ahead and throw on, let me see here, reverb, for example. Now you can go ahead and choose a preset by hitting that down arrow, hitting the blue folder, and then you can choose some reverb here. So we're going to just choose drum room, right? Let's see how that sounds. All right, you got a drum room right there. All right, cool deal. Now you can see our dry wet mix knob is right here at about 25%. Let's throw that up to 100% and see what happens. All right, now that's a little bit too much reverb for the drums. So let's say you want to dial that back just a little bit. So right now we got the dry wet mix knob at 16%, but the signal is a little bit low there. So let's go ahead and turn up the gain. All right, so now we're turning up the gain right here. Okay, now watch when I turn down the gain. You don't hear any signal. Again, remember the snake signal path that I drew for you guys? So now we're turning down the signal path for how the signal is going through the EQ, the compressor, and the reverb. So we're gonna turn that back up. All right, cool deal. Now we're gonna engage serial bus number 3. So let's say, for instance, you want to do like phase distortion. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and choose a preset here. And let's say we're going to choose enhance. Okay. All right. Now let's see how this sounds. Oh, that's weird and freaky. But we want the full effect of the phase distortion, right? So what we're going to do is take the dry wet mix knob. I'm going to put it at about 45%. I'm going to make a couple of adjustments here. Ooh, that's nice. Now let's make an adjustment to the dry wet mix knob. Got it at about 10% right there. All right, and last but not least, we're going to go ahead and let's get something really freaky here. Let's see here. Let's do a non-linear filter here. We're going to go ahead and engage serial bus number 4. And basically right here, we're just going to put a filter on here. Do a little something right here. All right, now we're going to go ahead and just do something with the dry wet mix knob. Going to keep it at about 79%. Now we're going to pan it to the left. Now you're taking that whole stereo signal and you're panning it to the left or to the right. So you can get get some really good interesting effects to that. Now that's not something that you probably would use typically on a particular loop that you're dealing with or whatnot, but it's definitely something effective. And I just wanted to give you guys the example of the power that Snapheap has to offer whatnot. Now you do have a latency tool right here. So you can kind of keep track of that. It's also a resizable GUI. So if you have that 4K screen, you can definitely make adjustments. I'm on a 2K screen right now, and you can see the adjustments you can make on a 2K screen here on my laptop as well. And you see everything stays in proportion for the blind people out there like myself. All right, cool deal, man. So let's go ahead and now we're going to go ahead and take the non-linear filter off. We're going to take the phase distortion off, and we're going to take the reverb off. And matter of fact, you know what? Let's bring that reverb back, and let's get that same preset back again here. I'm going to go to drum room and bring that down right there. All right, so we're going to keep that right there with the drums. All right. All right, cool deal. Now we're going to go to the melody section, and we're going to go ahead and copy Snapheap onto the melody loop here. And we're going to get real creative here. We're going to go ahead and X out of all of that, and we're going to choose some plugins for the melody section. So we're going to go ahead and solo the melody section. Now I'm going to go to the creative section and see how we can mix and mangle up this particular melody loop by choosing some of the plugins. Choosing some of the presets here in Snapheap. So right now what we're going to do is, let's say for instance, we're going to go to a chord shifter type of preset here. All right. So once we have that chosen, we can double click on there, and you can see how this is all set up. Let's see here. We have different pitch shifters on each bus, and they're labeled parallel bus 1A, one B, one C, and one D. So they basically have this kind of running in parallel. You can see some macros here at the top, and also you see the different parameters here for as the dry wet mix is concerned once you make changes here. Now these little gray disc is representing basically map far as the macros as macro parameters is concerned, and when you hover over it, you will see something flash orange. That'll let you know which ones are mapped and what you can make adjustments to. You can see right here the grain size there, of course, and then the modulation is going to be probably about right here. Let's see here. Let's go to my macro. Your modulation, and you have the dry wet mix knob right here. So when we make adjustments on this macro at full 100%, you'll see the orange dry wet mix knobs at the bottom make their change right there. So let's see what kind of freakiness this got on the melody loop. You see the magic? That's a whole different sound. Now let's go ahead and bypass this plugin. All right, now let's make an adjustment right here, okay? So we can shift this one, and you can make individuals, even though we have it mapped here, okay? We can still make changes right here. So we're in between -12 and 24. So 8, we're gonna shift that up to 20 right here, and this one right here is going to be let's go to 6. All right. Now when we make a shift change, you'll notice that we get a little bit from each pitch shifter. All right. All right. So that's the original melody, right? Check this out. That's the pitch shifting. And so that's the coolness with Snapheap right there, man. You can do all kind of crazy different things. Let's choose one more just to give you an idea. We're gonna go to something a little bit more to home, so to speak. Let's go to mixing, and we're gonna choose stereo brick wall. So basically, let's go stereo scaler here. All right, so we're gonna choose that one, double click on that one. Now this is more simplified, but we have a couple of macro parameters here. You can adjust the amount. So this amount right here is basically what we're having the depth on it or whatnot. Then you have the attack, and then you have the release. Now somewhere it's on envelope 1. All right, so those macros are mapped to envelope 1. All right, and you could tell by when you hover your mouse over the orange orange circle here representing the parameter, it'll let you know where that is. So envelope 1 attack, envelope 1 release, and envelope 1 depth. All right, so let's play around with the stereo. So you can see that this is kind of giving it by the attack on the actual melody loop. You can see the waveform here. When it attacks like a boom 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 boom, it's going to give you more stereo width according to the transients of this particular melody loop. That's pretty cool. Now we got that in full blown mode. Now we can adjust the dry wet mixing knob, and we don't have to have it so wide. All right, here we go. All right, cool deal. So that was that right there, you know what I'm saying, far as that preset. Now let's say, for instance, we like that preset. We can, of course, we can heart it for our favorites, or if we made any changes, we could definitely save it, and we could save it underneath the user, call it your name, give it an author name, Super Mario, and let's say, for instance, I'll call it Super Stereo Scaler. You hit save, and bada bing, bada boom. And that's basically it with Snapheap. Very, very straightforward. And if you make a mistake, you have undo and redo buttons right here at the top right corner, so you'll never go wrong right there, man. So all right guys, that was kilohertz Snapheap right there, man. You saw what the plugin can do for us manipulating your sound and getting a sound that's designed to your specifics right there. Very straightforward plugin, nothing hard about it or whatnot, man. So make sure you go ahead and take a look at kilohertz Snapheap. Now you can get Snapheap directly from the kilohertz website, or you can go ahead and hit up Steven Slate and everything like that and get the Slate digital all access bundle to get Snapheap as well. That's how I have it. Or you can get on kilohertz website itself, and I think they have a subscription plan as well via Gobbler or whatnot. But however you get it, I hope Snapheap works out for you. And friends, that has been my favorite multi-effect plugins. Make sure you go ahead and stay tuned, my favorite multi-effect plugins. But in order for you to get in tune, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel right here, and also like this video and explore this channel, man. Check out some of our playlists as far as the breakdown and also live stream recaps, where we talk about everything music production here and keep it 100% raw, man. This has been your boy Super Mario. You have been in the yo, checking out my favorite multi-effect plugins, kilohertz Snapheap. Until next time, man, y'all be easy out there. Peace.